0.008. The volume is 0.04. And then what do you guys get there as your concentration? 0.2. Thank you. Mole per decimeter cube. Everyone happy with that? Okay, now I'm going to teach you a different way to work this out. And some of you might prefer that, some of you might prefer this old way of doing it. You can decide. So let's do a number 5 together, and I'm going to show you this new formula. Okay, you guys can finish the reaction first because we need to know those rules. I'm just going to give you the values in the table again just to make it a little bit easier for this first one. Okay, so finish that reaction and balance it, and then we're going to do this one together. Okay, so what's the salt that's going to form here? CaCl2 and then water. And to balance? Awesome. Okay, so the new formula in this section, it's called a titration formula. Now, titration is when you literally, I'm going to bring it in the next time I see you guys, not this afternoon, but the next time. And I think I'm going to make a little video, especially those people who are not going to be here this lesson. It's basically you adding an acid and a base together until you neutralize each other. So it's really something I have to show you. So it's what we've been doing all along. It's just a special formula for it. So it's Na over Nb is equal to Ca VA over CB VB. And let's just write down what everything stands for. Okay, so what do you think Na is? Mole of the acid. This is the mole of the base. This is the concentration of the acid. If I don't feel like writing all of that out, what could I have just done to shorten that? Yeah, I could just do this, right? That means concentration of something. Okay, so instead of doing the thing we did earlier, we're going to actually sub these things into this one formula, and it's going to work out what we need. Okay, so the homework is still up on Teams. I said it was due, I think, tonight at 6. I didn't quite think that one through. You can just do it by Wednesday. Okay, don't leave it for the long weekend. Just do it by Wednesday, because then next time I see you, which is next Monday, we'll mark it. Okay, now, like I said, some of you might prefer this, some of you might prefer the old way of doing it. So you can now literally go, and instead of doing like this, and then mole ratio, and then this, and then, you can sub it all into this one formula. Okay, so let's start here. So the concentration of the acid, I do have, it's 0.3. The volume of the acid is 0.1. The concentration of the base is what I'm looking for, and the volume of the base is 0.2. Okay, what is the mole of the acid? Have I worked that out? I haven't worked it out, right? And I haven't worked out the mole of the base. Now, look at what I'm going to do and tell me why you think I do this. I'm going to write here 2, and I'm going to write here 1. Nice, mole ratio. Now, why do you think I'm allowed to do that as opposed to actually working out the moles here? Michael? Exactly, it's basically timesing out 1 dividing by 2, yeah, whatever you would have normally done. The other reason if that doesn't make sense is if you guys actually worked out the moles here and you got, let's say, 0.2 moles over 0.1 mole, isn't it going to simplify and just give you 2 over 1 at the end of the day? So you could go and work out the actual moles, but it's just not necessary. That's the nice thing about this formula. Because at the end of the day, whether you work out the actual values or you just do the ratio, they're going to simplify to exactly the same thing because it's written one over the other. So that's why we're allowed to just do a ratio. Okay, then I'm going to cross multiply. Let's do a different color here. Okay, so cross multiply. I'm going to try and solve for CB. So then I'm going to go 2 multiplied by CB multiplied by 0.2 is equal to 1 multiplied by 0.3 multiplied by 0.1. Does that make sense to everyone? Just cross multiply. So I multiplied this with all of this, and I multiplied this with that. When am I allowed to cross multiply again? If there's an equals between the fractions, okay? So not if they're just, if it's like 2 over 1 times 3 over x or something, then I just do top with top and bottom with bottom. But if there's an equals in between, that's a different story, and then I can cross multiply. Okay, so I multiplied that with that and the green with the green. Okay, then how do I get CB by itself? Divide by 2 times 0.2. You can multiply it out first if you prefer. Divided by 2 times 0.2. Okay, you guys can work that out and tell me what you get there. So this cancels. How much, Michael? 0, 0.075. So we can make it 0.08, hey, if we're doing 2 decimals. Okay, everyone double check if you're happy with that, please. Everyone happy? Okay, there's 4 minutes left. I'll stop there then. You're welcome to go into Teams now and start those homework questions. Yeah, and then this afternoon, we're just going to carry on with acids and bases. So again, if you can't make this afternoon, please just excuse yourself, and then I'll just make sure I record it. Shorty?